All right, y'all. Welcome back to Outta The Bunker, where the swings are real.
Nice.
There you go. And so are the stories.
We have to shift from what if to even if. Even if all that stuff happens,
I'm still gonna be okay.
I'm still gonna be okay, because you know what? I'm gonna be a person of character, I'm gonna work hard, and I'm never gonna give up.
In today's episode, we're joined by Vaughn Kohler, coaching consultant and mindset mentor. Vaughn shares his inspiring story of personal reinvention, the freedom to pursue your true calling, and how to overcome fear and self-doubt. He dives into the importance of writing down your own goals, embracing your unique potential, and even creating an alter ego to unlock your best self. Tune in for the practical wisdom and inspiration to help you break out of your own bunker. Grab your clubs or your coffee and let's get into it. This is Outta The Bunker with Vaughn Kohler. We are here with Vaughn Kohler, who is not a life coach. Don't call him a life coach.
No.
How would you introduce yourself, Vaughn?
Well, I would introduce myself with a question.
Oh.
And the question is, what if success isn't just about doing more with your life, but about feeling more alive? So I basically am a coaching consultant who works with different high achieving men and women, whether they be entrepreneurs or just professionals who just, kill it at what they do. And I basically, whether I'm operating as some sort of marketing and messaging consultant, or if it's a coach and working on mindset, I basically help people fine-tune their lives so that what looks good on the outside actually feels good on the inside too. That they're
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, they're experiencing a life that they actually like.
And he's very humble, but very big name people. Me, no, I'm just kidding.
You, of course. Yeah.
Ed Mylett, Andy Frisella,
Dr. Alex Spinoso. A titan in the medical and aesthetic world.
Yes, and that's how I met him.
Yeah.
Trying to grow my business. So Vaughn has been a great mentor to me, and I can't ever thank him enough. We'll talk about it more while we go.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sounds good. All right.
There you go.
There we go.
That's gonna run.
All right.
There you go.
Nice.
There you go, that was better. How did you come into reinventing yourself and the whole mindset thing anyways? What made you start that?
So I was a pastor for 10 years and loved it. It was great for a lot of reasons. At 38, I decided to leave it. I moved from Manhattan, Kansas to Kansas City, actually, because my wife and I, or girlfriend at the time, fiance, we got married. Basically at 38, I had to completely start over in life with a resume only for ministry. And I just started asking questions because I'm pretty good at asking questions. And one of the first things I asked was, what am I good at? I said, I'm good at writing. I'm good at engaging people. I'm good at coming up with ideas. And so that led to me reinventing myself as a ghostwriter at first, and then ended up working with connecting and working with a billionaire, became a podcaster, became from that marketing consultant, and now coach and consultant, what I'm doing now. I don't know where I picked this up. I don't know if it's just sort of something innate about me or somebody taught me the life lesson at some point, but I think what helped me was I felt complete freedom to reinvent myself. I felt complete freedom to leave the pastorate. I mean, it was hard because I love people, right? I love the people I served, and I love the church that I served and the town that I was living in. But I just felt complete freedom to say, okay, what's next? I'm going to pivot. I'm going to completely reinvent myself and do something consistent with what I'm good at, what I enjoy. And I think that the reason that people don't feel the freedom to do that is that they don't understand, and this is going to sound a little foo-foo, but they don't understand that your greatest obligation in life is to live a life of love. I would say love of God and love of other people. And as long as you are doing that, you have the freedom to do whatever you want. I mean, assuming it's true, good, and beautiful. And as long as you're loving people or providing value, I don't care if you're a plumber and suddenly one day you're like, oh, I want to be a poet, or you're a luxury real estate agent and someday you're like, I want to paint for a living.
Yeah.
You can do it. You have the total freedom to do it. And so I felt that freedom, and that helped make what was otherwise could have been a very tough transition. I turned it into a power move.
Yeah,
and so, yeah, it was really good. And I think a lot of it came from this fact that I just felt, I knew my obligation. I knew my ultimate obligation was to live a life of love. Beyond that, I had freedom.
I think beyond the life of love, I think a lot of people don't love themselves. If they really love themselves, they wouldn't stay in the position where they're at.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes that whole loving yourself thing is kind of twisted in the sense of people who shirk their responsibility. They're off, at the day spa all day. Not that going to day spas is bad. No. But there, we think of loving ourselves as, pampering ourselves or just like, cutting out on our responsibilities. But to me, truly loving yourself is realizing that God put a potential in your heart. God put a potential in your life. And so for you to neglect that, you're actually doing a disservice to the world, because I believe, and again, sounds a little foo-foo, but I believe literally everybody has a contribution that they are designed uniquely to offer the world. And if they don't do it, nobody can do it for them. I'm guessing it's the bunker. How am I not going to end up in the bunker? Oh my goodness.
You got it up though.
Well, I did.
It's gone.
Yeah, gone.
Shit.
All right.
There you go.
Thanks. Into the bunk. No, not quite.
Yeah.
Maybe? Did it get? Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right, here we go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, you bet. I'm trying to get out of the bunker. Nice. Oh. Oh,
there
that's
you go.
a little hard. We don't know our own strength. That's it. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to cheat and do it again. All right.
Good job, Vaughn.
Nice.
All right.
All right, let's see here.
Play yours.
Here we go.
There you go.
Oh.
That's a good putt.
Thank you.
Yeah, usually when it's like a stroke,
All right.
just call it good.
This is actually mildly entertaining. I can really see how this is a game where people make like billion-dollar deals.
That's why if people do so many deals on the golf course.
Yeah.
And there's, you can talk, you can get to know somebody. And people's personalities
Yeah.
really come out on the golf course.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can figure out if you want to do business with them or not, like how angry they get after something,
Ooh, that's a good point.
how they keep their composure.
Now, this is only the second time in my life that I've actually golfed, but I will say, and this was kind of unfair for me not to tell you this, I've seen Caddyshack. I've seen Tin Cup, I think it's called Tin Cup. There was a putt-putt golf in my hometown, Hutchinson. Played that quite a bit.
Oh, watch out.
So I do feel like I have a little bit of an unfair advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I actually never watched that.
Oh, and Nintendo golf. I crushed that.
Okay.
Did you ever play that?
I never played that.
Yeah. Nice. No? I thought that was nice.
Right.
Where'd it go?
To the right. There you go.
Well, where'd it go?
Straight over that hill.
Did it actually go up?
Yeah.
I lost sight of it. All right. Yeah. It'll work.
What would you tell someone who thinks it's too late to reinvent themselves?
Well, I'll tell you the first thing that came to my mind was I had a buddy whose dad was a total loser for like the vast majority of his life. And he was diagnosed with a terminal illness, and it just totally woke him up. And in the last year of his life, like, he lived the way he should have lived all along. And what's really cool is that my friend Scott, he said that's all we remember about him, because we just remember the last year, I don't think it's the quantity of time that we spend in a certain area of our life or a certain path of life. I think it's the quality of time that we invest. I guess another way to look at it is, let's say you're 40, let's say you're 51, I'm 51, let's say you're 51, and you've lived a life that you really don't want to live. Are you really just going to say it's too late and then spend another conceivably 20 years? Or are you going to say, well, I got 20 years, or even if I have 5 years, or even if I have 2 or 1 year, why would you not want to live the life that you're meant to live? To me, that's just completely irrational.
You know, the whole quality over quantity? My dad passed away in like 2013 and he went into hospice. I'll never forget the hospice nurses were like, it's about quality, not quantity.
It is.
And I mean, even like, because a lot of people want to like hold on to something for so long when it doesn't matter. Like, enjoy the good moments.
Absolutely.
And then let the rest go. So it's very interesting.
Absolutely.
It's very true. took
Yeah,
lessons.
that's good, but
Yours is better. I
mine
took
was
lessons
better.
the other day, and it's throwing me off.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
All right. Ooh. Okay, let's see.
I'm both heading in. Uh-oh.
But you know the question that I ask people that usually, more than anything, gets kind of a stunned silence? Do you know what it is?
Uh-uh.
What do you want?
Wealth, time, and freedom.
There you go. But when I ask people that, I'll just say, okay, I got a question for you. You gonna really think about your answer? They're like, yeah. I go, what do you want? What do you really want? It is amazing how many people do not know how to answer that question.
It probably goes back to the first thing we were talking about, is whether they don't really know, like, the purpose or what they, you know what I mean? Like, to reinvent themselves.
They're so disconnected with themselves and what they love and what they're good at and what kind of makes them come alive, that when you ask that question, it's like, oh, gosh, I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Because we're constantly told, I mean, especially in America, we're in a consumeristic culture, right? So marketing's everywhere. We're constantly told what we should want.
Yeah.
We should want this shaving cream. We should want this car. We should want this girl. We're bombarded with things that people think we should want. And so we start thinking, well, maybe that's what I should want. And then when you cut to it and you go like, well, what do you really want? People are like,
I don't know.
I don't know. You know?
It's like you're ingrained, like, as a young kid, like, oh, you should be married, you should have kids.
Yeah.
Like, that's not necessarily, like, the norm for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I always thought that was going to be me. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
No, not everybody's called to that. For sure.
Yeah. I think I'm
Yeah.
called to help more kids without having kids than
Yeah.
I would be with kids now
Yeah.
when I look at it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
younger me would have been like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do.
Right. Right. No, I get it.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you know what you want?
Huh?
You ask people, but do you know your answer?
Yeah. Well, there's two ways I want to ask that question. In a very practical sense, I want to become the world's expert at asking questions that make people come alive, that help them get clarity and more confidence in how they live their life. But I do have we've talked about this. It's part of the mental workout. I've got kind of a vision statement. So my purpose is to embrace and explore my creative genius and help others create the life that they were meant to live. That's what I want.
I love that.
So. Nice. That's really good.
That was better. A lot of people think like, oh, at their lowest point of their life and nothing's ever going to work out or it's never going to happen. What's your advice to somebody who feels like that? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like they're in the biggest set of your life.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever going to turn around. You
Yeah.
know, they've tried, they worked their ass off.
Yeah. I think a wise man once said that the ability to find the good in the bad is actually not an ability, it's a choice. We choose to leverage everything that happens to us, whether it's pleasurable or painful, whether it's, sensationally good or whether it's some form of suffering. We choose to leverage everything that happens to us. And speaking personally, I'm older, I'm 51. When my wife and I had our last child, we did not know it was going to be a special needs child and wouldn't have made a difference. She still would have gone through with the delivery. But about a year earlier, when I was talking to my wife, I said honestly, at my age and with the energy that it takes to raise children as much as I love it, and given the fact that, special needs children, a lot of times you have to end up being forever parents, right?
Yeah.
I literally said, if we have a special needs child, it's going to be my worst nightmare come true. So of course,
Manifested it.
I did something for sure. And so the night that Dominic was born, my wife was a mess. She wasn't obviously rational, but she was like, "Oh, you're going to leave me, blah, blah, blah." I said, "No, I'm not going to leave you." But what's really interesting is that one of the things that I've kind of discovered is that having to deal with that emotional adjustment of having a special needs kid at my age, especially, I'm in better shape than I was when I was than I'm 20, but mentally, your mind plays tricks on you. But what I realized was that every day having to show up to be his dad and to kind of learn what that means, that requires mental toughness and that requires a commitment to be positive. And he's a super sweet kid. He's a great kid. But it was so not what I wanted that I've had to daily kind of just you know, to use the biblical term, just kind of die to myself, take up my cross, and daily be like, no, this is what is meant for me. And through that process, I realized that I'm like, oh gosh, what do I do for a living?
Yeah.
Do I help people have a better mental attitude? Do I help people like evolve as human beings? Yeah, I think I do that. So what happened? God put something in my life that essentially forced me to do that.
Daily.
So my dream has been always to help people create the life that they were meant to live. So this quote unquote worst nightmare is actually fulfilling my dream.
Your greatest blessing.
Yeah, so I think people always have to have that. I think they always have to have the mentality that whatever has happened to me, even if it's like the lowest moment, like whatever brought them to the lowest moment, they can leverage that.
Yeah.
It's not an ability, it's a choice.
Yeah.
And you just have to make that choice. So,
Ah,
yeah.
interesting. You know, some people who have kids like that, they're like, oh, it's the greatest blessing, but
No,
that's hard.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. I mean, and the great
So
thing about
hard.
that is here I am being like really gruff and not very kind, and like he's beaming at me with smiles and everything.
Yeah, like how can you be mad at
Yeah.
him?
Oh, you can still be mad, but maybe less mad.
Oh,
I'd say that was into the bunker.
into the weeds. Golf's so mental.
It is. Well, I tell you what, we did luck out with regard to the weather,
Yeah.
because it could be a whole lot, like I said, it could be a whole lot hotter.
Yeah, I know, and the wind and yeah,
It's dry heat though.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Little shade.
Yeah. I love being outside.
Yep.
Don't you get why people golf?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, this is great.
Those are the-
Not sure I'd want to do it in like blisteringly hot weather. It's beautiful. Definitely wouldn't want to do it in crazy cold weather, but
No, I will not golf in the cold.
no,
I
but this is
refuse.
great.
Really cool.
So
So you have season tickets to K-State?
I do. I have season tickets to the basketball. I don't have football. I love football, but I don't, you know, weather can be fairly extreme in the state of Kansas. And once you get into 2 or 3 games into the season, then it's freezing or it's raining
Oh yeah.
in football season. And so I'm like, nope,
not worth it.
I'll be inside with the air condition or the heat. One of the reasons I like the state of Kansas is that, you know, nothing against Texas, but you have so many sports teams that it divides the loyalties. Whereas in our state, it's like you bleed purple or you bleed crimson and blue. And you're able to invest in the universities, and it's really cool.
That's how Utah was too.
Really?
BYU
I like it. I like it.
BYU or Utah?
What were you, Utah or BYU?
Utah.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up Mormon.
BYU is going to be pretty good in
BYU's
a lot.
really
They've got
pretty
like
good
because of all those Mormon donors and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Their NIL deals are getting really big, and they're going to be able to be good in both sports because they got so much money to spend.
A lot of money.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot. Although, little known fact, the operating costs of the Catholic Church are less than the endowment of Harvard. People always talk about like, oh, you guys are so rich. Well, no, actually, most of that money goes to the service of the poor.
Oh,
Like the operating costs are smaller than
we're up there.
Ivy League schools.
We keep getting our T's wrong, guys.
Oh, is it right there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think you told me, what made you turn Catholic?
Oh, that is true.
You know what's funny is growing up in Utah, the Mormons, like, I remember them, I'd go to, be like, oh, learn about the religion. But I remember all the kids would stand up and be like, my name is such and such, and I know this
Yeah.
church is true.
Oh, yeah. I would definitely say as a former Baptist pastor, Catholics definitely enjoy alcohol more than Baptists do.
Yeah, my
So-
best friend's Catholic, and she's got 4 kids. And she's like, when are you going to become Catholic? And I was like, well, you have all your kids, and I can't be a godparent now. She goes, I'll have a 5th if you become Catholic. I was like,
That's a great deal.
that's a
great
big
deal.
ask there, Holly.
That's a great deal.
And you know the sad thing, I think she was completely serious.
No.
Dead serious.
And who is that? You're just a friend?
Yeah, I played
great.
basketball with her growing up.
Oh, that's great.
God, I keep going right.
Well, to answer your question,
I thought you did.
well, I did, but
It's the truth.
I mean, essentially I start from Jesus and I believe his claims. And then I basically think he founded one church, not 130,000 different denominations. So, but that's a very simplistic argument. I actually had a great experience as a Protestant.
A prostitute?
Close. Protestant. Oh gosh. Well, let's see if we can. Nope.
I can find it. I saw the other day, I was listening to Lewis House's podcast,
Yeah.
and Matthew McConaughey was on there.
I call him Lou.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You know him?
Sort
Big
of.
time.
Sort of.
Big time. Louis.
Louis.
You see mine? Matthew McConaughey said, though, he wrote down all of his goals
Yeah.
when he was, he was going to go to law school?
He's going to go, or he did?
He was going to go.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
And then he didn't want to.
Have you listened to Green Lights? Oh.
Really?
Oh. Don't read the book. Listen to the audiobook. The audiobook is killer.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that the one that he has, like, what he wrote down?
Maybe. The name of his book is Green Lights.
Ah! Stupid game.
Well, you're in the bunker there.
He said he wrote down all of his goals. Didn't even know he wanted to be an actor. He actually wanted to go to film school when he
I
was
do vaguely recall
in
that.
1992.
Yeah.
And then found him like 20 years later, and he's accomplished basically all of his goals.
Yeah.
So he's a firm believer that you need to write down your goals
Yep.
and sign them.
Yep.
What's your thoughts about that?
Yep. Well, he probably got that from the communists of Red China. Have you ever heard that story? Okay, so this is a great story.
For a second there, I thought you were kidding. I wasn't sure if I was-
No, me, kid? Come on, Janessa. Back in the Korean War, the Red Army had American prisoners. And of course, back then they were 100% committed to the US of A. And so what they wanted to do was they wanted to brainwash them. And so they went in there and they said, what do you like about communism? And they said, we don't like jack squat about communism. And so over time they said, well, listen, if you can just write one positive comment, like, we mean well, right? And just write it down. We'll give you a pack of cigarettes. So they did that. And then over time, they would be like, what else do you like? And so progressively, they had to come up with new reasons that they liked communism. So over the course of like weeks and months, they wrote all these reasons why they liked communism. And guess what happened after 6 months to a year?
Came true.
They became 100% committed communists, because the act of writing, even if you're writing something that you don't believe, the act of writing and repetition rewires your mind, and your mind begins to shift with the movement of, and it's a weird thing. I don't know what it is about.
Like implants in your subconscious.
But that's how powerful writing down your goals is. Writing in general is. That's how powerful it is. But then when you apply that to writing down your goals, your brain goes, okay, this is what he's writing. He must be serious about this. This is, by the way, this is one of the reasons why marriage covenants are signed, driver's licenses are signed, contracts are signed, because when we write something, we are more likely to go, oh, this is serious.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to commit to this. So
interesting.
Yeah.
What about with technology now? Most people don't write. They do everything in their cell phones. Do you think that changes stuff?
So that's a very good question. I think there's some truth to the fact that any sort of intentional, whether you're typing or you're on your phone, I think there's probably some benefit from that. Some of the same phenomena happens, but I think there's something about using your hand and having it be manual that probably activates some
like
sort of.
Would connect to the brain.
Yes, I would think so. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know. But I was going to be a doctor, but it was the science part I had a problem with. When I was co-host of the MFCO project, we did an episode called "Are Your Goals Really Your Goals?"
What is the MFCO project?
It was an international phenomenon. It was a personal development and entrepreneurship podcast that for like 5 years straight was top podcast of what used to be called iTunes. Now it's called Apple Podcasts. But Andy Frisella and I was the co-host, and it was great. We got like millions of downloads a month. And I think it's because he was just so straightforward and real about what it takes to succeed in business and life. And so I think we
need these days.
Yeah, for sure. But I think a lot of reasons that people don't achieve their goals is because it's like they write things down that they think they should do, not think things that they really want to do. So I think it's very effective to write down your goals, but you have to make sure it's something you really want to do.
Intentional.
Like it's intentional, and it is really something you want to do.
Here, you're from here.
Oh, no.
Same.
No, oh, bad. That is terrible. No, that was awesome. That's what I meant to say.
Awesome. Oh.
All right, so we just stopping there?
Yeah.
Okay.
He wanted to be an actor, but at the time, he didn't have the self-belief that he wanted to be an actor. He was going to go to film school. So it's interesting that he still wrote down what he really ultimately wanted. Most people don't do that.
Yeah.
And that's probably where they fall short.
Yeah.
Like
no, I
you're
agree.
saying.
No, I think being intentional is obviously very important. What are you most clear about that you want?
The podcast.
Yeah, the podcast? Yeah. Well, you're doing it.
Yeah.
And now you've broken a huge level of success that's unlike any other with me. People are going to look back and go, what? This was the turning point. This was the turning point.
Dang. Yeah, I think that's, most people just are, even if they know what they want to do, they never take action.
Agreed.
So,
you know, I was talking about this with somebody else. I think Alex and I talked about this on our mastermind call the other day, is that years ago, I heard a pastor say something and I was like, well, it kind of makes sense, but I almost feel like he's giving people too much credit. I feel like he's almost being too easy on people. But then later on, I heard a very famous Hall of Fame football coach say the same thing. And I'm like, oh, there might be something to this. So many of the gurus and the experts are always saying, the average person is lazy, like they're lazy and unmotivated. What I've heard people I respect say multiple times now that it's starting to really click with me is he says that what we think is laziness is very often fear.
oh yeah.
People aren't lazy, they aren't unmotivated, they're just afraid and they don't know how to do something.
Yeah.
And you have to empower them to do something. And once you empower them to do that, then all of a sudden they're motivated, they're taking action. But I think fear is a huge, huge thing. I think a lot of times when we look at people and they're living in their basement or they're, going from job to job, it's because they don't want to say, that is what I want. They don't want to get emotionally invested with it. They don't want to say, that is what I want. And I just don't have the guts to go for it.
Well, even if they say that's what they want, they won't ever do it.
Right.
They'll be like, man, I can't do that.
Right, because they're afraid.
Like I'm not good enough, or they think they're not good enough, or their self-worth is so low.
Yeah, for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You're smarter than you look.
Oh, thank you. I should do this for a living. That was planned. That was planned. Just taking my aggression out on the green. All right. That's a hole-in-one right there.
No, it's too far.
Well, it's an illusion. I think it actually went in.
Oh,
have I told you my idea?
Dad.
I gotta watch that one. He's a great guy.
It was really
Very
good.
accomplished individual.
Very accomplished. It was really nice of him to do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, big entrepreneur. And my favorite part of that whole thing though, was I was like, what's your biggest failure? And he was like, man, I'm gonna have to think about it. He goes, he's a shot, he comes back, and you can tell he was just, his wheels are turning. He's like, actually, not listening to Steph. When Steph said he didn't want to go to college, when Steph said he wanted to do his own media production company, when Steph was going against the grain, I was like, no, this is what you're supposed to do. We fought all the time. All the time.
Wow.
Head to head. He's like, that's my biggest failure.
Wow. That gives me goosebumps.
I know, right? I was like, man, that's the best.
I don't know if everybody in your billion-person studio audience knows that Steph is a mutual friend.
Yeah,
And,
he does.
And Steph is a man. Well, such as he is. But Stefan, not Stephanie.
Cut off on the Trulies. On the high noons. Yeah, Steph is the motion media
That's right.
production.
That's right.
Who does all of my podcast editing.
That's true.
And I met him.
And the godfather of my son, which we won't go into that.
Why did you pick him?
Because my son is mentally challenged, and I wanted him to have a godfather who was mentally challenged.
When he first told me this, I was like, no, that's funny. And then he's like, no, seriously, my son's mentally challenged. I was like, oh. Okay.
And seriously, his godfather is mentally challenged. No.
But he's got Christian who works for him, who edits everything.
That's true.
Luckily. If I saw any celebrity, I'd be like, oh, that's cool. That's like Michael Jordan. Barkley, I think I might fangirl for.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I would actually go up and be like, can I have a picture? Like, he's the one person that I really want.
And I've heard he's like...
the nicest guy.
Yeah, I've heard he's really nice.
Every single person I've ever talked to, they're like, he's the nicest guy.
Yeah.
He'll tell you how it is. Oh, that was terrible.
Oh, my.
Killed it.
Oh, my. Ah!
Oh, man, I thought that was going to win. It's called a 4-putt.
So there's a book called Alter Ego by Todd Herman, and I was actually introduced to the concept of the book before I even heard of the book. Long story short, I had cancer. When I got over cancer, I was like, I want to do some things that I've always wanted to do and just never got around to. And so one of them was that I wanted to take acting lessons. So I ended up being connected with an amazing acting coach who name is Meg Steedle. She's actually like a legitimate actress, and she was on Broadway Empire and several other HBO shows and different shows on TV. Anyway, one of the things she was telling me was that she herself is kind of shy and she can get really nervous, and that she, through acting lessons, has taught herself to essentially step onto stage and become a different person. And it really struck me. She's like, yeah, I literally I step into character and I'm a different person. And when I'm a different person, you know, I'm charismatic, I'm poised, I'm articulate. And so I was like, wow, that's got to have an application to success. That's got to have an application to high performance. Well, so I started researching it, and I wanted to see if there were any books about it, because frankly, I wanted to write a book about this. And it turns out there was. And in the book, Alter Ego, he talks about how, like, Barry Sanders back in the day, not Barry Sanders, Bo Jackson back in the day would say, Bo Jackson's never played a down of football. Bo Jackson's never swung a base once. He said it's always his alter ego. Kobe Bryant famously had the Black Mamba, right?
Beyonce.
So, what's that? Beyonce,
and
yeah,
Sasha
Sasha Fierce, right.
And then at one point she let it go because she realized that she didn't need her alter ego
Yeah, because she didn't need it
her.
anymore. Yeah, which is really interesting.
I think that's even the cooler part.
It is the cooler part.
Like when you actually come into yourself and you don't need an alter ego.
Yes, absolutely. And so I researched a little bit more, and this book basically talks about how, like, one of the things that we can do to help us to kind of become who we're meant to be is essentially create an alter ego. Yours is J Money. Mine is, I don't think I've ever told everybody, mine is Vaughn F. Kennedy. But there's a reason behind that.
Please tell us.
Well, before I tell you the reason, so basically the idea is that you're stepping into your character, you're stepping into your alter ego, and that alter ego possesses all the qualities that your ideal self wants to possess, right? And I think one of the things that's really important to note is that this is not a different person.
Yeah.
This is you, but it's the best version of you. You're just giving it a name because mentally So Vaughn F. Kennedy, like, I have a kind of a strange interest in, I've read biography after biography of the American president, and I'm fascinated by what made them successful, what made them good leaders. And what's really interesting about John F. Kennedy is that everybody thinks he's like super charismatic and everything, but he was actually an introvert, and he was actually fairly shy. But he was very principled, and yet he had this charisma, he had this ability to cast a vision for the country, you know, that ask not what the country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. And so I want to be that. I want to be someone who is principled, who is charismatic, who hopefully is iconic in the way that he influences people. But the F actually stands for three different things. The F is faithful, because unlike John F. Kennedy, I do not want to be a philanderer like he was. I mean, that dude was like crazy, obsessed with sex, like insane. So F stands for faithful. F also stands for Ferguson. I don't know if you ever know anything about Craig Ferguson. Do you know anything about him? Craig Ferguson is a comedian. He used to have a late night show. And when you watch him talk to his guests, I mean, frankly, particularly women, but all of his guests, he was like the king of conversation, the king of wit, the king of insight, the king of humor. And so F can also stand for Ferguson. But when I have a chip on my shoulder, F can also stand for something else. Vaughn Kennedy, right? So
Because you're too nice sometimes.
Because I'm too nice. Because I am too nice.
But I like that you put that in there, because you are too nice. And you do have to say, like...
I am. Sometimes I have to put the hammer down and assert what is right, not whether I want to be liked or not. And I do this.
I don't think you do it to be liked. You do it just because you're too nice.
Well, I think that's probably true.
Yeah.
Now, here's my dirty secret. If you've read the book, you have a totem, right?
Yeah.
You have your I don't. I have not gotten one yet, and so I need to. So a totem is like for fans of comic books. If you have like Green Lantern, or Green Lantern has his ring, and when he touches his ring, he becomes Green Lantern. Captain Marvel says Shazam, and he becomes Captain Marvel. A totem is something you use to kind of activate your alter ego, and so I don't have one yet. I mean, I technically use my watch, but
I'm gonna have to find you one.
Yeah, I was thinking that my totem could be the Eiffel Tower. No, I'm just kidding. Like every time I see the Eiffel Tower, no, I'm just kidding. I have another alter ego. His name is Michael Scott. Anyway.
Michael Scott?
You know who that is? Oh, Janessa, come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is that your alter ego?
Michael Scott's the funniest character possibly in the history of television. And his humor is absolutely absurd, and I love absurd humor.
You do love absurd humor.
Yes. That's, it's a little slice to the right, but that was good. I must enjoy this because I can't tell you the last time I checked my phone, which is pretty unusual.
Really?
Yeah. Hopefully my house doesn't burn down. Okay, here we go. Dang it. What is the deal with the line drives crap? Wow.
Still going right. Stupid game.
There we go. A little bit better. A little bit better.
That's good.
Not great, but a little bit better. You should ask me about people who are high achieving and high driving who feel guilty taking time to themselves at some point. You don't have to do it now, but.
I mean, I think you just asked the question for us.
All right, this mastermind that I run with Dr. Alex, obviously we have a lot of really high driving people in there. So one of the things that I really actually enjoy helping people understand, you know, you're part of this mastermind that me and Dr. Alex run, and that's full of people. I mean, right now there's a lot of women in it, but people who are extremely high achieving, they're involved in a lot of different things. I think of like the members who are not just building amazing businesses, but like their moms and their wives, they've got kids and they've got just like a ton of stuff going on. Well, a really great definition that I heard one time about love is that love is joy that overflows to meet the needs of others. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. Love is joy that overflows to meet the needs of others. Meaning, like in a perfect world, you're so filled up as a person that you're overflowing to meet the needs of other people. And so, in my opinion, like you can't meet the needs of other people. Obviously, in the real world, sometimes we run on empty. And obviously in the real world, sometimes we're in that red zone where we've pushed past what we have and we're just serving people out of sheer sacrifice and sheer grit. But at the end of the day, that is not sustainable. At the end of the day, you have to be able to fill your own bucket. You have to be able to fulfill yourself. And again, I'm not talking about necessarily like pampering yourself at the day spa or whatever. Again, nothing wrong about that, nothing wrong with day spa. But I mean, like, if you are empty as a person, you will have nothing to give any other people.
Yeah.
Anybody else. And so one of the things that I always like to tell people is like, not only should you not feel guilty about taking time to yourself and recharging and replenishing yourself and filling your own bucket, you should feel guilty about not doing that.
Yeah.
Because if you neglect yourself long term, you are going to burn out. You are going to be no good for anybody. And so that's why I always love to tell people, like, love is the overflow of joy that meets the needs of other people. You know, it's something that high achieving people need to hear. High achieving people are not in danger of being lazy. They're in danger of the exact opposite. But, you know, it's just as bad to burn out as it is to rust out. And so,
I actually tell women at my business that all the time.
Yeah.
Because half the time what happens is I get women when they're like 50s, 60s, their kids have left the house, and now they're overweight.
Yep.
They're overstressed, they're overworked, and they're just like miserable.
Yep.
And they're still at that point, they're like, I don't know if I can come that often. I actually developed a place where like everything's relaxing. Red light, static drainage, massages, and they're still like, I don't know. And then they start and they're like, it's almost like their escape away.
Yep.
And I always tell people, like, unless you fix here, I can do whatever I can to you, but you have to fix it here.
Yep.
So like they always say that whatever, if you lost 10 pounds, if you see yourself still as like 200 pounds, you'll find that 10 pounds. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
It's funny. I see it all the time.
Yeah.
And you know what happens too, especially women, their sex life, it fails because they don't feel pretty with themselves because they spent all their time. And then their marriage suffers. Then they don't feel pretty around their husband. And it's just like all a downward spiral.
Well, I love that you brought up marriage because it's really funny that, admittedly, it hasn't happened. Recently, it hasn't happened as often as it needs to because we're kind of in a unique season. I'm generally pretty motivated about making sure that my wife gets time to just go off and do her own thing. Even if it's like, I'll fly her to Florida or just do something like that. And what's funny is that, you know, sometimes the other wives in the area are like, oh, you're so selfless. No, I'm actually not. I'm not selfless. This is a very selfish thing. Like, because if mama ain't happy, if wife ain't happy, nobody's happy. So I think that's something for spouses and for people who are in relationships to realize is that you want to encourage your significant other to go out and to invest.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, I know. I totally agree.
Yeah.
It's very, very true.
Yeah. If your spouse is spending time with you and investing in, I guess, your family so much to the detriment of their own well-being, then you're not doing yourself any favors.
No.
Help them go off, help them get out and to replenish themselves, and everybody will be happier.
Yeah, I listened to this guy named Chad Peterson who he goes and like basically buys businesses, but he talks about the passion cycle. And the passion cycle, the same for business, is the same as a relationship. So like in business, obviously, you don't want to sell your wife. When your passion is so high and you're doing so well, actually you should sell your business. And he's like, because it's the same, right? You go through these passion cycles and they go up and down. But the difference between like marriage, you can obviously go back and fix it. Where passion, when your business goes like this, and you're full of passion and you love it and you've worked your ass off, but when the passion goes down, the profits go down. And then what happens is you can't sell it. And then it's just a downward spiral and it keeps going. And it's the same as in life, which is very interesting.
Yeah. You know what's fascinating to me about what you just said? It's fascinating how truth is truth no matter what source it comes from, because you just said that was Chad Peterson. My favorite Catholic saint, who I've got a necklace, it's Saint Philip Neri. He was like a master at telling people how to make the best life choices. And he always used to say, never make a significant change in your life when the rain is pouring and like the thunder's, like clapping and the lightning striking. He's like, you want to make those because you're desperate and you're just going to reach out and try to change something. He says, make the changes when the sun is shining, when you're enjoying your life, kind of go, when the business is booming, like say, okay, I'm at peace. I can see clearly. Now I'm going to make this decision. Yeah. So it's kind of the same principle, even though it's from a completely different source. I'm always fascinated by that.
I was born on All Saints Day.
Nice.
Should call me J Money Saint.
Should. I got another question for you.
Oh, this is my podcast.
I know, but this is a very important question. Did you know that they're actually, after like 2 decades, maybe 3, there's going to be a sequel to Spaceballs? I'm ridiculously excited about that. Like Mel Gibson, not Mel Gibson. Mel Brooks is 98 years old. Boy, I'm really off.
Question. It's kind of a
yeah. Mel Brooks is 98 years old, and he is going to reprise his role as Yogurt, which is like the.
I've never seen Spaceballs.
You've never seen Spaceballs? It's a parody on Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, I'm not my brother's a huge Star Wars fan.
Well, then he'll probably love Spaceballs. Like, this is a pretty big cultural event. I would say it's close to being as important as the 4th of July.
My mom sold my brother's like Star Wars figurines when he was little, and he still won't let her live it down.
Well, she probably cost him quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
My mom destroyed all my Transformers. She was really mad that we were arguing over them. And so, I mean, she just went to town and she ripped them all apart. In our family, we call it the Transformer Holocaust, which is probably a little disrespectful, but we don't mean it like that.
So much inappropriate stuff he said.
A little bit.
Want another peach?
I'm not done with this one yet.
Oh. I actually think personally, mentally, because I was so against debt, because that's what my family ingrained in me, that now being so far in debt, I have a weird mental peace about it that I'm like, oh, it's fine, it's gonna be okay. Where it's actually probably the best thing that ever happened to me. Oh, look at that bounce. I'm gonna go practice. You know who Terry Crews is?
Who?
Terry Crews.
Gosh, why does that seem familiar? Was that the PGA lady?
No. Terry Crews he was an NFL player, but now he's a big actor.
Terry Crews.
Yeah.
I know his brother Tom.
He actually developed an alter ego because he grew up in a really bad house where his dad was physically abusive.
Ooh,
and so he created an alter ego where, on the football field it came out, but other than that, everybody thought he was this fun, charismatic. Once I show you him, you'll be like, oh.
Huh, Terry Crews.
I'll show you it after we hit. And then you'll be like, oh yeah, him, he's so funny. But there was this one time where he was telling the story where he basically his dad, his mom in front of his girls, and he was like, don't ever hit my mom in front of the kids, that's when I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah, wow.
And he beat him up significantly.
He beat up his dad?
Yeah, it was the first time ever in his life, and he's like, I felt nothing, but it was his alter ego came out.
Oh, wow. Oh, come on.
One good shot for the day. It's gonna roll.
Well, yeah.
It's okay, we can get it on the way. See?
Oh.
You know who he is.
Yeah, that's the guy he's the
funny,
Old Spice guy.
Charismatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one would ever know.
Yeah, isn't he Old Spice? He's the man unicorn guy?
Yeah, he's done a lot of different.
Yeah.
But he's so funny that nobody would have ever known.
Oh, yeah.
That he has this whole different side to him because of how he grew up.
Yeah.
He had to be that other person. You okay? The hill?
Well, I thought we were gonna turn over.
Woo. He's not a life coach.
No.
He hates being called
I'm a death coach.
So actually,
I put to death your fears. That's actually funny. Ooh. Whoa. No. I was getting okay.
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, it's gonna slope.
Man.
Oh, this is a wussy one. And you,
Bitch.
oh,
I'm gonna hit
I
another
think you
one.
need to change the name of your podcast.
To In the Bunker?
Into the Bunker. Wow, dang it. This time, I'm gonna use a
Too
pitching wedge.
far. Oh, no, it's okay.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Now for this next shot, a lot of amateurs use a driver, but I'm gonna use a pitching wedge.
Hey!
There we go. What? Why wasn't I using?
Oh, that's the name of my podcast, remember?
You should call your podcast Into the Bunker, not Out of the Bunker.
What is your biggest superpower, do you think?
Asking questions. What is your biggest superpower? Get it?
I think being authentic and connecting with people.
Yes, I think so. That definitely comes through.
Thanks. Thanks for agreeing with my superpower.
My superpower is validating people about their superpowers. Ooh, that was not too bad.
Rolled it on out. Ah.
Oof. Oof. All right, we're gonna pretend that if I miss this, global nuclear war. Oh, that sucks. By the way, it takes between 25 and 45 minutes for a hypersonic nuclear missile to reach. So, just in case you're interested. So 25 minutes usually from Russia, 35 odd minutes from China, 45 from North Korea. They're always last. But yeah, so pretty much in 45 minutes it would be problematic.
How do you know this stuff?
Oh, there's a great book called Nuclear War, A Scenario. There's a audiobook that takes, I think it takes like 12 hours to go through it.
I don't.
If you want 12 hours of total and
Don't.
complete
Not at all. No.
terror,
I don't
you
even-
should watch it
I
or
don't even
listen
watch-
to it. You don't.
I don't even watch the news.
Yeah, well, that's probably smart.
Yeah, it is smart. They say whatever you put in your feed, you put in your mind. So
That's
people tell
true.
me all this stuff, and I'm like, my life's great. I have no idea what's going on.
Won't stop the missiles from coming, though.
Yeah, well, when I die, I'll be happy.
That's true. I mean, it is a fairly painless way to die.
You thought this all through.
You would never see it coming. I mean, you might see it for a few minutes, a few seconds. But why are we
Would
talking?
you rather, well, because you brought it up, would you rather die by drowning or fire?
Oh my gosh, drowning! You go into euphoria before you die.
Do you?
Fire is
Again,
fire is
do
terrible.
you know this? How do you know this?
I read. I'm a reader.
No, I mean,
Leaders
I read
are
too.
readers.
I read too, but I don't read this.
That's
kind
true.
of.
If you had to die, would you rather slide down a 30-foot razor blade or drown in vomit?
Oh, razor blade.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, I don't want to drown in vomit.
Ooh, what if you're like,
That's fine.
yeah.
I'm totally fine with that.
That's
But vomit?
terrible. Well, yeah. I mean, it's gross, but at least it's not painful.
Yeah, but I mean, like, just maybe I'll just bleed out real quick. Then if not, I'm just gonna. Hey!
I'm telling you, I
That's
should have
your
used
best
this
shot of
thing
the
the whole
day,
time. I would have been killing it.
Vaughn outdrove me. I gotta go practice. Just outdrove me.
Well,
Never needed to go practice so much in my life.
I know. You've met your match.
I might just go straight to the driving range from here.
I'm very thankful for the weather. I think this is pretty good. It's about
Yeah.
optimal weather.
Just make a podcast difficult.
Yeah.
It's a lot of variables.
Do that at my age, I'll probably break my back. No, that was a negative comment. That was a
Yeah.
low-level
It's
comment.
a low-level comment. Will you be positive?
I'm gonna do another, what I just used. I'm gonna use it again. Only I'm not gonna hit it as hard. That's called strategery.
Vaughn, this is your best hole.
I think so. Still wanna use this one.
Then it's hard for me to follow through. Better.
Yeah, I just messed that one up.
Well, you're doing so good too.
Yeah, I know.
You on a roll?
I know.
Let's see, you're gonna go this way. What are the top 3 things
Remember
you would say?
Stuart? Oh, sorry.
It's not your podcast, remember?
No, I was gonna say. Remember Stuart Scott used to say, "Call me butter, 'cause I'm on a roll." You remember that? Oh, you weren't probably even born.
Goodness, these, I would like to live in these.
Yeah, these are nice.
Top 3 things you would say to make somebody successful. Entrepreneurship, life, anything. What would be your top 3 recommendations?
Well, not to be hyper spiritual or anything, but I do think that the greatest commandment is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And the second commandment was just like it, is love your neighbor as yourself. So if you're not loving God and loving your neighbor, doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to be very successful. So that's the first thing. I think the second thing is, I think just learning to live with fearlessness. And recently, somebody introduced me to the concept of shifting your mindset from what if to even if. And that's been a really helpful way of thinking about it. People are constantly saying like, what if this happens? What if the economy collapses? What if we're global nuclear war? What if, or on a lesser degree, what if I'm rejected? What if my business fails? We have to shift from what if to even if. Even if all that stuff happens,
I'm still gonna be okay.
I'm still going to be okay, because you know what? I'm going to be a person of character. I'm going to work hard, and I'm never going to give up. And so if I have that mentality, then no matter what happens, it's going to be fine. And then the final thing, I just think that my life has just been like a testament to the fact that I've made mistakes, I've made stupid choices, and yet God blesses me anyway. He's very gracious, he's very merciful. And I think if we just embrace that and also extend other people grace, other people mercy when they wrong us, when they maybe act in dysfunctional ways, I don't know. I just think life ends up being really beautiful, and it's easier to enjoy it. It's easier to persevere when we believe that at its core, there's a grace and a mercy that can sustain us. And if we can show it to other people, then it makes the world a better place.
I love that.
Hello, everyone.
Look at him, he's just out there watching himself.
Hello, everyone.
He's supposed to be on my
Vaughn Kohler
podcast,
here.
and he's
This is my
watching
friend
himself
Vanessa,
on the
also my
phone.
client. I'd like to.
Hey, Vaughn, it's okay. You're not slowing anybody down or anything behind us.
So it's about 2 weeks.
All right,
kind of a
you
big
waiting
deal.
for me?
Oh, shoot.
Oh, that was close.
Better.
Excellent.
Okay, so even though you don't play golf, what do you feel like the one thing in life is, like golf has taught you about life? Like, how would you correlate the two, and what do you think people can take away from it?
Well, based on this spectacular experience, I would say that life is a combination of purpose, intentionality, and perseverance, which is what you have to do to succeed on the golf course, but also laughing and having conversation.
That is true.
Yeah. So
That's actually something
this has revolutionized my life. I am no longer the same.
You're gonna start golfing?
I am permanently Vaughn F. Kennedy. So now the question is, what do I do with the name Vaughn Kohler? It no longer has any meaning
Vaughn
for
F.
me.
Kennedy, the golfer?
Yeah, maybe. But in all seriousness, I think it's interesting. I mean, I just reflecting on the last 9 holes. I mean, it is an interesting combination of you're playing a game. At least in theory, you're intending to win the game, to compete according to the rules, to compete with integrity and focus and all those good things, but you're not forgetting to enjoy yourself. You're not forgetting to laugh and make jokes and talk about 80s love ballads and some of the other. We didn't really talk about that.
What is your favorite 80s love?
Well, being a motivational guy, it would have to be Peter Cetera. You're the inspiration.
And then finally, I really appreciate you doing this. I know you don't
Welcome.
golf. And if there's any way that I can ever be of service to you,
Yeah, no,
besides my
I think
millions of followers.
Yeah, your millions of followers. I would say that I want to be a successful coach, but for me, I would be much more fulfilled as a person by essentially assembling a core group of 30 to 50 people that I coached for my entire life. Like I invested in them, I poured into them. We had a lifelong relationship, and at different stages in their life, I essentially functioned in different ways to help them become who they were meant to be. So a referral of someone who is awesome as Janessa is always appreciated.
I think you've definitely helped me do that, and your other superpower is connecting people.
I think so.
I don't know if you realize how much like you've connected me with Steph, you've connected with this person. You didn't tell me to Lewis' house, but it's fine. I mean, like you've got people in his pocket.
There are certain levels. You have to. Yeah, it's like a game. You have to open up a certain level. Yeah,
you know,
right.
Mylett,
Exactly.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
But no, you're very intentional about who you connect people with, and I think that that's another one of your superpowers. So
Thank you. I try.
but yeah, thank you for
Sure.
doing this.
Yeah, you bet. This was fun. I mean, honestly, the first time since the mid '90s, I didn't think I did too bad.
No, and I think so, you don't realize how much like the outdoor just
That's true.
it makes you like a happier person.
That's
too.
true. Oh,
So,
for sure.
all
Yeah. Well,
right.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Those other podcasts, they clunkers. Listen to Out of the Bunker.
Or just come follow Out of the Bunker.